Ever since the popularity of my first 2-pack video that surprisingly did well, I decided to give you another one. And today we've got another pack that is pretty interesting with cars I don't have in my collection. On first glance, looking inside, there is a couple things that I am surprised by and some things I did not expect. However, there's no point keeping them in boxes. We'll take a look to see what these two trucks have to offer. This 2-pack contains two trucks, the Chevy Silverado and the custom Ford Bronco. With the contrast of what these two trucks are trying to offer, it really stands out. But it's a case of night and day, and we will see what exactly these two trucks have when it comes to what type of off-roading capabilities they have, and their sheer detail. Fun fact, similar to the JDM set, these two trucks are featured in a 5-pack called Mud Studs. Because YouTube has an annoying 3-minute limit, I'm gonna split this video in half, starting with this one. In no way, shape, or form, and I think it's pretty illegal to say that this is stock. And it's as unstock as you get, because it's got everything that off-road has to offer. In my collection of large-scale off-roading trucks, this truck fits in perfectly with the rest of them. But since it's a big truck, is it bigger than the biggest vehicle in my collection, the Dodge Ram? Only by a little bit, as its top spotlights just barely peek out the top of the Ram's roof. Looking by width, they're ideally the same width as each other. Of course, the Bronco is a bit short when it comes to length. Taking a look at the paint style, I noticed this Ford has a sort of militarized matte green paint finish, almost like a moss green or a camo green, which is sort of like my Chevy Silverado Trail Boss, which I believe it has the same kind of paint. Maybe a little bit of a lighter tint, but they're still matte green and they're dark green. Inside the truck, in fact inside the canopy, there is a spare wheel, so this truck is ready to go no matter what chaos pursues it. This Bronco appears to have wheels I've never seen before. But after some thorough inspection, these rims are OR 5SPs, which are found on, well, nothing, because this is the only truck that has these rims. Hilariously, if I put this in contrast to the 2021 Bronco, we can definitely see that these vehicles are completely different, as they show that they definitely don't make them like they used to anymore. Hell, you could carry the new Bronco with this old one. So my personal opinion about this Ford Bronco seems to span for a couple of things. First, it's a custom, meaning there is nothing on this truck that is stock whatsoever. I personally like the aggressive and militarized look this car has been given in the factory, with the Ford logo on the side being the cherry on top. But hey, what do you think? You think this car is a good example of lifted trucks? Let me know down below. I will see you in the next review.